What's the Not Your Finest Hour podcast? What is that all? I mean, I've heard stories.
Not Our Finest Hour podcast. I'll have to check out one of these days when I get a minute to listen to it. I've been told it's not for everyone. Just the general reviews I hear on it. It has been getting really good reviews.
And I've never personally listened to it, but I have heard it's not for everyone.
I listened to the Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Just great podcast. I've really enjoyed that.
I'm not endorsing anything. From what Caleb told me, he said, don't endorse anything unless you listen to it first.
I do once in a while listen in, and it's a lot of fun. But I do got to be careful. It is not for everyone.
Caleb Allman is always dropping nugs that it's one of the most value-added shows out there.
Of course, through all the Not Our Finest Hour, you guys poking fun at so much different stuff is absolutely killer.
I don't feel any oppression tonight. In fact, I feel very free. Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Thanks for being here.
I'm Interlock Ian, and I wouldn't fucking miss a Not Our Finest Hour podcast for nothing.
Welcome to the beginning of the podcast where Mike's on the road. His staff let him down today.
No, they were great.
Oh, I just assumed you were working by yourself. Chad was working by himself.
I was working by myself today like a peasant, like a first-year business owner. The opposite of what everybody tells you to do. I was working in my business, not on my business.
You had great equipment though, so that's not first-year business owner.
True. Yeah. It went a lot.
If you rolled in there with a Kubota tractor, then I would have been like, Chad's going old school.
It wasn't even a Kubota tractor. My first tractor was a Coyote tractor.
Okay.
And Coyote actually got sued by Kubota for being such a brand ripoff, right? As far as I know.
So you posted a picture last week of your first setup.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a Kubota tractor. So that lawsuit was probably justified because that's why I made that fucking reference. Is because you literally posted a picture a week ago and I was like, oh, look, Chad had a Kubota tractor back in the day.
No, it was a Coyote tractor. That thing was a weapon.
How much was the Coyote tractor?
I want to say it was like 16 grand with the digger attachment on the back.
Did you buy it brand new?
Yeah. But it cost me like $300 a month back then. Like
that same tractor is probably 40 grand now.
Yeah, easily 40 grand now. I sold it after 5 years of owning it for what I paid for it new. It cost me $0 to own that machine and work with it for 5 years.
When you bought it, were you like, here's the future?
No, because I wanted a dingo. But a dingo was like 21 grand and this thing was 16 grand. I'm like, oh, well, I can dig with the back. And I'm like, I'll still be able to fit it in my dump trailer. I said, okay, let's get the Coyote tractor. And I was so worried that they weren't going to accept my my credit. My credit was okay, right?
You had to sign for that bitch personally.
Oh yeah. Well, I wasn't incorporated then, right? So it was all.
It was all
It was a sole proprietorship.
It was all you, no matter what.
Yeah, it was all me, no matter what. But afterwards, like we made the deal for the tractor, and they're like, "Oh, we forgot to. The one that you bought has a sunshade, but we didn't charge you for the sunshade. Do you want the sunshade?" I'm like, "How much is the sunshade?" They're like $750. I said, "Take the sunshade off." Like, what the fuck do I need a little roof for?
I'm regretting that now as I have skin cancer.
No. It was bought the fucking fiberglass hat that went on top, right?
You should have bought the sunshade for the Coyote.
No.
Was there a deal? Like, was there good dealer support for the Coyote truck?
There's the company that sells Coyote is still in business. Yeah. I don't know. I never had to service the thing. Honestly, it was great.
Was it diesel?
Yeah. It had I think it's called a Daedong diesel engine. Apparently they're big in Korea or wherever.
Where they make Coyote tractors.
Wherever they make Coyote tractors. Apparently it's a good little diesel engine. Never let me down.
Do you think that thing might have been the most profitable piece of equipment you ever owned? Considering what you paid for it and the length of time you had it.
Well, considering it cost me $0 to own it for for 5 years. Yeah, it might be. I mean, it did a lot of work. We only put 400 or 500 hours on the thing. The only drawback was that it was too long to fit in my dump trailer. So my dad had to run it through CAD to find out how long the ramps needed to be in order to get it in the dump trailer without bottoming out on the way up. And it ended up having to have like 10-foot ramps. These
Oh,
things weighed a fucking ton. Like there was like a bracket to put the ramps on the side of the trailer and like bolt them on or whatever. And it took two people to take the ramps off and bring
Is
them.
that when you hired your first employee when you had to move the ramps?
Yeah. Scott Scott came to us about the same time as that.
Like, what? Is Scott
Yeah.
still an employee?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
My longest employee is probably 10 or 11 years now. So,
That's sick.
yeah.
Why were you working by yourself?
What do you mean? How many
Oh,
companies do you know that start with five guys?
no, I'm talking about today.
Oh, today.
Yeah.
Uh, because all my other employees were on other jobs and I had to show face at this job. Like sometimes, you just have to have a presence.
Yep.
Well, that was me today. Like, I don't like starting jobs and then leaving them. Like, I don't like having an open job site with no excuse for not being there. So
Agreed.
I'll do what I can to show face. And I graded out the whole bottom step. Shane came. We put the base block in. We ended up putting the bottom step on. We'll put the second step tomorrow. I thought it was better use of my time grading out this wall than it would be to risk my life in the traffic circle with the rest of the guys.
When you made a post about we need to get home safe to our families, I was like, the traffic circle must be hectic if Chad actually made a post about it.
Well, it was just sort of like to flex my muscle. Yeah, we're doing this, but
Mhm.
still, fucking be cautious here,
Yes.
you know.
We
And
did long time ago we did islands in the middle of like Highway 2 in
uh,
in Pickering. So the traffic's going like 80, 90K. And it's like in the middle of Highway 2 we're doing these islands and we were allowed to block one lane in the morning. And then halfway through the day, when the traffic shifted, we had to shift over to blocking the other lane. Like you could block the east lane in the morning and the west lane in the afternoon. So that way,
yeah,
and on the north south, you could block the north in the afternoon and the south, no, the south in the afternoon, the north. Anyways, we had to constantly move the pylons around. But every morning, we would have a meeting, and we would stand in the lane where the pylons were, and there's these cars going boom, boom, and I would be like, "This here is life, and outside of that pylon is death. This is death outside the pylon." And every morning, I would gather everybody together and be like, "Here is death. This is where you will die. You will 100% die if you are outside these pylons. So you need to be conscious constantly of not taking a step outside the pylons where the death is."
yeah.
And then we
Because
were
it's so easy to forget like that you're that close to it, right? Because your head's down, you're working. Like,
get up, you got to take a piss, you see the bathroom, you just take a couple steps and you die.
boom.
We we actually on the board I had it as labeled as death job.
The death
And
job.
whenever the guys had to go to it, I called it death job. And that way I drove into their skulls. This is a job of death. There's death everywhere on this job. So, and then one guy he stepped off the curb into the pylon area and slipped and twisted his ankle and landed on the ground and laid there. And then no one knew what to do. So they eventually ran through all because we were all working on different islands, ran and got me. And by the time I got there, I'm like, well, did someone like call 911? And so they called 911 and an ambulance rolled up in the northbound lanes. And we had the guy was laying in the southbound lanes and they looked at him. And the first ambulance that rolled up looked at him and said, "You don't look that hurt. And we have more urgent matters." And they drove away and left him lying in the road. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Okay, well, bad could his ankle be broken or twisted that
I,
you need an ambulance? That's not an ambulance.
they loaded him up. They took him away.
That's like, okay, put him in the back of the truck and we'll drive him there, but not an ambulance call.
he couldn't get up.
He couldn't get up.
He had to be on like, yeah, just the way he fell. He couldn't get up. And
Hmm.
to put this in perspective, he's the one that made all the videos back in the day of being hardscape Rob Ford.
Oh, yeah, that's who I thought it was. It must be the hardscape Rob for. He looks like he couldn't get up if something happened like that.
So him falling and laying in the lane was a like, and then the second ambulance came, and then they had to load him up and get him in it, and that's like whole shit show of things
Back
happening.
in the ambulance, holy, it's an expensive
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now, in that situation, who pays for the ambulance? The company?
I think the company paid for it. I'm not
Did they
100%
pay for
sure.
both ambulances?
I don't think we got charged for the first one that just left him lying in the road.
Yeah.
To be fair, they left this guy without doing any kind of assessment. Like they literally drove up, put on their hazards and their flashing lights, looked across the island where we were laying the pavers at the man lying in the lane on the other side and said, "That guy doesn't look that hurt. We have more urgent matters to attend to," and left. They didn't tell us if someone else was coming. They didn't, they just
See,
gone.
I would do that type of thing. Have you rolled past your job site before and not stopped because the guys looked like they had it under control? I did
I've
that today at the roundabout.
I've rolled past job sites where I looked like they were totally out of control and was like, I should probably not stop in this moment because whatever built up to this moment for these guys was probably a lot of bad shit. And they're just in this moment, it looks like chaos. And if I show up, I'm probably only going to be angry and add to the utter chaos of the situation. So I've kept going.
Hmm.
When did I do that this week?
Well, at least you had the faith in your guys to sort it out for themselves.
Or I was like, well, I'm vaporizing money now. If I start yelling and get super irritated, I'm gonna just be vaporizing more money and be yelling and irritated and possibly give myself an aneurysm.
Hmm. Then you need the ambulance.
Oh, I was at the yard today, and we have one guy. We're putting in a second C can in the yard to move all the tools from the first C can into the second C can. And then the first C can is going to be only truck fluids. Then every truck's going to have a section on the shelf with all the fluids that belong to that truck. And every machine's going to have a section with all the fluids that belong to that machine. So that way, because we have trucks with orange fucking coolant and trucks with green fucking coolant and trucks that need this
Does that
oil.
matter?
Yeah, it does.
I better find out which coolant I've got in the Western Star.
It's the same with the oil in the Dodges is like ultra specific in the Cummins
Why are
motor.
you adding oil to the Dodges?
Well, I don't know. Like sometimes, like we check the oil every day. If the oil's down a little bit, maybe you put a half liter in, a quarter liter. I don't know. I don't think we add a lot of oil to the Dodges, but
Hmm.
I want to have the right oil on hand in a slot so that when we do need to add oil,
Gotcha.
guys aren't grabbing fucking some oil that belongs in like the lawnmower and pouring it into the fucking Dodge.
Two-stroke mix.
Like I just want to have it very like this is the hydraulic oil that goes in the T595. Here's a whole section of oils, hydraulic oils, whatever belongs to that machine is in this section. Whatever belongs to the T66 is in this section. Whatever belongs to the S70 is in this section. Whatever belongs to the T650 is in this section. E20, Kubota 8-ton. It could even be the same fucking oil. I don't care. They're all going to have their own things so that when people walk into the C can, there's no because Christie's truck has an insanely specific transmission fluid. Cody's truck has a specific transmission fluid. My truck has a specific transmission fluid. So like they all have separate jugs, but right now all this shit is just lying on the floor in jumbles. Not lying, it's just a mess. And I'm just done with the mess and
Hmm.
the
I like the
town.
concept, but as soon as one thing would leave the shelf that it's on and come back half full, it would be put in the wrong place. I know it.
That is a potential that I agree with you that will absolutely happen.
You
But
may
I'm
have to
trying
label all the jugs.
I'm trying to do everything I can to prevent that from happening.
Yeah.
The current system is just a system of being a total disaster and a mess. So if someone does do something like that, I have no backup other than, well, you should have fucking known better. But if we develop a system for it, then I feel like this will be a better. And a lot of the trucks that we have are very specific, like the same guys drive the same trucks almost every day,
Yeah.
or the same women drive the same trucks every day. Like it's so if they all have their own section that they're managing when they're low on coolant, when they're low on this, when they're low on that, like we have a 55-gallon drum of windshield washer fluid and a pump. So like I want to have a shelf full of windshield, because the problem with buying a 55-gallon drum of windshield washer fluid is there's no jugs that come with it. So
Yeah.
we have a big jug with a big spout if you're in the yard, but in the winter you probably want to have a jug in the truck, because when you're hauling snow and it's like there's just shit all over the windshield
I
constantly.
thought it was the law to have a jug in a big truck.
It absolutely could be the law.
I don't know. I'm not a veteran of big trucks, but I've been told that you have to have extra windshield washer fluid in your big truck.
I think it's a great idea, even if it's not the law.
Yeah, I can. We keep extra def in the truck. In one of the toolboxes on the side, Shane always keeps an extra can
Mm.
just in case.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have def. We go through so much fucking def that
Yeah, we bought a skid earlier in the year. It's about half gone now.
we buy a skid a month.
Well, yeah, but you also run 5 trucks and I have one.
None of your
Well, the little trucks, but they take a jug every 2 months.
mm. Even the two Dodges go through a jug a week.
Oh, my Dodge used to go through a lot more than my Ford does.
Everyone says that about the Fords, that they don't go through a lot.
Yeah, they don't at all. I just, I don't mind putting it in, but I don't like doing it, especially in the winter. I don't like standing out there in the cold and letting the jug slowly drip into the
We
tank.
we went to a different def fluid supplier because the jugs were $3 a jug cheaper and they pour 10 times better.
I got a price actually. We just bought, well, when we did buy, what did you pay for jug?
I don't know.
These are $13 a jug. 9
Probably so
for six
probably
liters.
probably somewhere around there. I know that Kelly bought it.
I think that's an all right price considering we used to pay like $28 a jug from the
If, if you buy
uh
one fucking jug from the gas station, it's like $30 now.
yeah, that's what I mean. And then it's a pain in the ass because you got to carry them out, put them in the back of your truck, drive them.
Next year we're getting the cube back.
Are you?
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, because you got the Kenworth, right?
Well, yeah, now there's so many, like when this all started, the only truck that took def fluid was the international and the pickups.
Hmm.
But now Christie's truck takes def, Cody's truck takes def, my truck takes def, Andrew's truck takes def, both the pickups take def. So it's like we're just constantly, I'm like, fuck it, we'll get we'll get the jug back, or whatever, the cube. We'll get the def cube back.
Hmm.
I wish it was like the States where you could just pump it at the fucking gas station.
Well, you can at card lock, right?
I don't go to card lock, so.
Me either, but you can.
Oh, can you? I had no idea.
Yeah,
Hmm.
the big trucks with card lock def, but that's for someone with a fleet, not this guy here.
Someone said diesel's like 30, 40 cents more a liter at card lock.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember who stopped there. Someone stopped there and they're like, I was gonna buy fuel there, but then the fuel was like 40 cents a liter more.
Hmm.
I was like, oh, because those guys have if you're using card lock, you have no choice but to buy from card lock, right?
Yeah.
That
So
card won't work anywhere else. You charge whatever the fuck you want.
I was at, I think I was coming back from Toronto or something, and I stopped at an en route or whatever. You know how they have you can either pump yourself or they can pump your tank or whatever.
Mhm.
And all the pump yourself were full. So I went to the the full serve, and he's like, "Are you really sure you want to do this, guy? It's like 8 cents a liter more. Like 8 cents a liter? It's fucking minus 20 degrees outside." I'm like, I will happily sit in the truck and have you fill it for 8 cents a liter more. Like that doesn't. It makes my life better, if anything. It doesn't make my life any worse spending $8, 8 cents a liter more for gas. I could screw around on my phone for 2 minutes, and it's money well spent.
Did you say to him, I don't have 8 cents a liter problems?
No, I didn't make it into that, but
That is true, though.
I mean, maybe to a gas attendant, 8 cents a liter is a lot,
That's true. Fair enough. Very fair.
but I'm fortunate enough at this point in my life, 8 cents a liter problems don't happen.
8 cents a liter is a problem for me if we're filling all the trucks. But if we're only filling mine, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like if we're filling all the trucks every day, all day for 8 cents a liter more, I would fucking care. But if I'm
Yeah, but
coming, if it's minus 20 and I'm coming home and it's an en route, I'd be like, fuck you, dude, fill it up.
yeah.
My truck takes like 120 liters. This is like $10.
Yeah.
I spent
Like,
more on that buying pepperonis yesterday.
oh, for sure. Yeah.
I went to, on the way home from Barrie yesterday, I stopped at the en route and it was closed. It says this en route is temporarily closed and the building was locked. But I really had to go to the bathroom. So I went to the Canadian Tire gas station
Hmm.
that's attached to the en route. And there's like 50 people in line and one of their bathrooms was broken. Like, what's the point of having the en route if it's not open and there's only one bathroom in the Canadian Tire?
Hmm. Maybe they had a gas leak or something.
Then why are they letting me near the building?
Well, you're obviously locked out of the building. You have to go to a Canadian Tire gas station.
That's still in the same place, just a separate building, still in the same parking lot.
Hmm.
If the building's about to explode, the en route, then why are you letting me in the parking
Maybe the
lot?
toilets are backed up. I don't know. It's not necessarily a gas leak, but
Yeah,
emergencies occur.
I found it inconvenient.
Hmm. I usually just pee in a coffee cup with my door open, and then
That's what I
I'll
do.
gently put it in the back of the truck and drive home and then dump it.
You did that when you dropped me off after H&A.
Oh yeah, I'm not lying about it. This occurs. It's a landscape bathroom. It's not like I'm taking a shit in the cup. Like, it's just a pee, you know. Like, and you gotta go. You gotta go.
Two landscapers, one cup.
Yeah, I suppose.
Two landscapers, one cup.
We used to have a hockey team, and we called it 15 guys, one cup.
Ah,
And
that's good.
we had a pretty good logo for it. And halfway through the season, the commissioner guy came up to me and he's like, it just clicked what that name is. And we've got sponsors, and you can't have that name. So we had to change the name.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we
Oh,
had all the shirts ready, like all the jerseys ready, and they all said 15 guys, one cup. And they were like, I guess if you got the jerseys, but on the website and stuff, it can't be 15 guys, one cup.
on the website. You shouldn't have approved it from the beginning, buddy.
Yeah.
So Monday we started well, it's an old job, but a new set of things we're doing. And Monday was chaos. It was just like all out fucking total chaos. And nothing that I had planned to do worked out. And so we had two guys go up to Barrie. They're staying overnight. The hotels are booked. They're in Barrie. They have their tool trailer and their truck. And I was supposed to be coming up with the bin truck. And because of the chaos, and I don't even remember exactly what it was, I didn't end up getting up there. So the next day, How did the mammoth get up there? Oh, that was Monday. I never got up there. And then Tuesday, I got up there and I had our reversible plate compactor that we've talked about before. That's a total fuck show. And the mammoth. So we started putting in the asphalt regrind that was part of our job. And we were using the plate compactor, which quickly broke again. So I called the people we bought it from and said, I'm bringing this plate compactor back to you and dumping it in your yard. And you can deal with it further from now. I have taken it to get repaired. I paid my own mechanic to look at it twice. You paid your mechanic to look at it. It's been in and out of being repaired now. Like it's been like 6 or 7 times. It's still doing exactly the same thing. The manufacturer refuses to even acknowledge that it exists. Weber, don't ever buy one. And so I'm done with it. So I'm taking it to the dealer and I'm dumping it in their fucking yard and telling them that I want a $8,000 credit on my account. And you can sort out whatever goes on with this fucking compactor. I don't give a shit. I'm done with it. I have.
Is it the marshmallows? They're still too soft or something?
I don't. Who knows? It just dies. Like you use it for 10 minutes and it dies, and then you have to. So, anyways, we have this little plate compactor. It's like too small for what we're doing, but we didn't end up with the roller we were supposed to get. So we had this plate compactor. We're just trying to make the best of it for day 2, right? Because on day 1, the guys were there doing whatever they could with a tool trailer and a pickup truck. And the representative from the city of Barrie, like, claimed we weren't on site and like freaked out, which wasn't true. The next day he freaked out because the plate compactor we were using was too small and too slow. I'm like, yeah, thanks, bro. Thanks for the fucking tip. Fucking moron. And he's some guy who just retired from the army and took this job. So like I had to in-depthly explain to him that this is the real world now. And because he was
exactly what a retired army veteran wants to hear.
He's in the contract. It says the contract that he let out says spread 2 inch. Well, it says 50 mil, but it's 2 inches of regrind over this parking lot. That's all it says. So I said, like, we don't have to. We don't have to compact this at all. We're doing that out of the goodness of our heart.
With the broken plate compactor.
Yeah, so fuck off. Anyways, you can't, this isn't the army. You can't just scream at us and then we'll do what you want. I don't care about your rank. It's totally meaningless to me. This is a real world where we can't just trash $1 million pieces of equipment and taxpayers buy more.
Wow.
This is a place where there's a contractual agreement between 2 parties, and then we follow the contractual agreement. We don't alter it because of how many stripes are on someone's fucking arm.
True.
It's not how it works here. So, anyways, the next day, I came back with the bin truck, and we had the roller, and I had the roller and the E20, and we took the E20 out because on the Wednesday I was like, okay, fair enough to this guy. The one thing I will say is fair enough to him. The points he was making that it was wavy and the packer was too small were true. But we weren't finished the job. If we're finished and we leave it a mess, then just get mad all you want. But mid-job, although it was the second day and we looked as big of morons as we looked so stupid the first day, the guy didn't even know we were on site. And then the second day we looked equally stupid because the guy was dragging a stupid ass reversible plate compactor that doesn't work, like dragging it across a half acre of regrind The third day we show up and we get the E20 out, and the roller, the battery's cooked in it. We're trying to boost it. We can't get it going. Every time you put the vibrate on, it dies. I was like, fuck this. So that's happening. Bill jumps on the Mammoth, and for whatever reason, it starts only spinning in a circle left. And I'm like, okay. Like, now, day 3, we're still not building confidence with this guy. Because he comes out, and he was very polite and nice, to his credit. And he says, how's it going today? Like a bag of shit, man. This whole spreading of this regrind was supposed to take 1 day. I'm on day 3 here. Like, this is fucked. Like, so there was a sensor in the Mammoth or something that was dirty, so that got fixed, and we went and bought a battery for the roller, and then we completed the job. But for 3 days, for 2.5 days, we looked like fucking morons, and then we finished the job in the half day that it should have taken. Oh, it should have been a day. Like, it was 200 ton of regrind to spread. But when Bill got on because the Mammoth was good, and then when Bill got on it and it started only spinning left, I was like, really, man? Like, this thing has been insanely reliable. Every piece of equipment we've ever had from them has been insanely reliable. We've never incurred a problem once. Not once. This is the time, in this moment, when everything else is fucked, this thing needs to, like, something needs to happen to it. So
the fact that you're relying on, I don't know, what do you want to call that, loaned equipment? I mean,
so the roller was borrowed from a friend.
Okay. And the Mammoth is loaned to you, I guess.
Loaned to us, yeah.
You can't really be upset.
So I started to get upset with the situation. And I said, we need to just fix this. So I said to Bill, I said, get the battery out of the roller, and the battery's like $80-$90. Go buy a battery. We'll put it in. Rob was nice enough to lend us his roller, and he does it all the time. So buying an $80 battery, I couldn't give a fuck about. It's like paying 8 cents a liter more for the gas.
Yeah.
And it's Rob's, and he's our friend, and he lends it to us all the time. So you could argue it's advantageous for it to have a new battery for us as well.
Yeah. At least it's at the very least.
And then Bill called Mo from Mammoth, who immediately was dispatching a mechanic from his shop to come in and have a look at the Mammoth, which it was not a big deal. It was a tiny, like, just some kind of sensor or something that got cleaned, and now it works great. But in the moment when we were waiting for the mechanic, there's a Bobcat dealer, so I pulled the bin back on the truck and went to the Bobcat dealer and rented a skid steer for the day. So that I found solutions to all the problems, and then we had a productive day. And by the end of the day, we could take the skid steer back and finish the job with the Mammoth and the roller. So at least we found solutions to the problems without getting too upset. Normally I would fucking freak out. And then probably when that army guy came out, I probably would have absolutely lost my fucking shit on him normally, because I would just be looking for someone to beat up and vent at. And he would have been the guy for sure.
Not great for your relationship with the city of Barrie.
But we're not even working for the city of Barrie. We're working for a general contractor who's a vacant entity that's not even there. Like, we shouldn't even be dealing directly with anyone from the city of Barrie.
Yeah.
Like, if we're hired by a general, the general should have representation on site to deal with the city of Barrie.
True. We're going through something similar.
I shouldn't even be talking to the fucking city. Like, why? That's got nothing, like, whatever. I don't mind doing it, and the general gives us a lot of work, and they're generally really good. So, and they're gone. Like, this is a bunch of extras that the city just made up at the last minute. So Like I get why they don't have an active person there. Like it's a tiny job, like tiny fix up job. It's like when you finish something and then all of a sudden there's a bunch of like today they dug out trenches and filled them with gabion stone because that's where all the water's running and it's creating a bunch of erosion. It's just shit that people didn't anticipate happening.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then no one was sure whether or not because the regrind we were hired to spread the 2 inches of regrind on the existing base that's there, not to alter the grade, not to do anything. So that's what we did. But it doesn't go anywhere. Like it's an acre of parking lot that doesn't fucking go anywhere. So I was like, and then the guy was making such a big deal about the waviness of it and anyways, I was like, when it was all done, it looked great. But then I was like, man, is this approved? Like, fuck, is someone going to tell us that we need to do something else here? But then they just filled it up with all their shit, lawnmowers and trucks. And I was like, well, I guess it's approved. They're parking on it, so I guess it's approved. It's all done.
Yeah. Good. Great.
It's
We have a similar situation where we're dealing with people who we shouldn't be dealing with. There's this fucking lady in town. The GC in charge of what they'd call various city streets tender comes out every year. You're replacing curbs and sidewalk and adding bus stops and shit like that, and replacing some sod and adding parts to like bike paths and shit like that, right? Well, they're replacing this piece of sidewalk, and in the process, they tore down this 40-year-old, 50-year-old retaining wall that was like keeled over. It was gonna fall, right? But because the city contractor touched it, well, now it's on them to replace it, right? This woman, whose husband is an ex-landscaper or whatever, are infamous in town for being crooks. Like they're rough people. And
it's an ex-landscaper, obviously.
yeah, well, no, they're fucking extra rough.
Not the stereotype
He used
landscaper.
to actually he used to own a bin truck company, so we'll say that about him. Um, um, this wall came down. It's got to be repaired. I get a phone call from the lady. Can you repair this wall? I said, well, actually, yes, I will be repairing the wall, but it'll be through the GC, commissioned by the city. Lots of steps are in between that client or that homeowner and me, right? There's no,
Oh yeah.
there should be no communication between that homeowner and me. It should go through the GC and the city and then come out to her. She bypassed all this shit. Chose a product that's not to spec for the city. We have to get the spec changed. The drawing isn't what it's like now because now the wall is 3 feet. Code now is the wall has to stay 24 inches or it needs a railing on top, right? City needs to avoid railing, so it steps down at 24 inches wherever the grade is. This lady has been fucking messaging me for 2 weeks straight, 5-10 messages a day. Did you get approval for the new material? We really want to get this going. No, like radio silence on my end, right? Then she texted me one morning. She said, "Good news, I got approval for the material." Like the guy's on fucking holidays. You didn't get any approval. You're lying to me to try and get me to fucking buy this material now. Like, this is so bogus. Like, and you don't want to start a confrontation with the lady because you have to work in her fucking front yard for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Why isn't the city dealing with this lady?
because the city is paying for the job, right? The city owns the sidewalk, and the way in Cornwall that it works is the city will buy the wall with the agreement that it's going on your property, right? So the wall gets shifted from property line or whatever just to inside the client's property, and then it's
Because
their
they don't want
responsibility.
they don't want to take any
They
responsibility
don't
for
want
it.
to take any responsibility for
I
it
have a
after.
good story about this when you're done.
Well, I'm nearly done.
Okay.
But yeah, so this wall, they are choosing the product, which is going to take a while to get approval for. And this lady is trying to force the issue. She's like, "There's a lot going on here. You should really come down and talk to the GC." I'm just like, this is a little retaining wall. This is maybe a $15,000 retaining wall. Like, this is not big money to me at this point. Like, there's no reason for me to come down and make sure the demolition is going well. Like, this is first off, this lady shouldn't even be talking to me at all. And
I
she's
would tell the GC like you need to send your site super over there to deal with this. This has nothing to do with me.
I have. I'm like, get this lady under control. Like, I should not, there should not be one fucking word communication. She's like, who's putting in the weeping tile? We had a weeping tile before. I'm like, fucking relax, lady. We're gonna build the wall, right? And she has this wall, this flower bed wall on top of the wall, like set back a couple feet. So it's like a standalone planter, but it's all mortared together. Like the the wall block is falling apart and someone mortared it together. She's like, I want that back. Impossible to put back. It doesn't, the grade changes. That can't stay. And
Stay.
she's like, no, it has to go back. And the city's gonna bend and give her this fucking little wall back or something. So I don't know. And she's like, I need a railing on the steps. Like, it's a two set of steps. Like, all these little problems that I haven't responded to.
How did you get your number?
So she is the sister-in-law of my partner, my commercial partner.
Mm.
Uh, which, long story, he refuses to work for her because they're not good people, as far as we all know. So I get, because I am the sub of the contractor who won the job, the various city streets job, I am first in line to do this job. Right. So the
But
start
someone,
is
but
just a
why
lot.
would other than the personal connection, did someone from the GC give your number to this lady?
No.
Okay.
No, it just so happened that I'm doing the wall regardless of whether she wants me to or not. I mean, I can walk off and give it
Well,
to
no, I'm talking about like the actual like how did she get your phone number to start contacting you? Because to
I don't know.
me,
Maybe the GC gave it to her.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like to me, if it's a various city speech project, there should be someone from the town before the project started should have sorted all this out with her.
The city didn't want to do this. As soon as the city pulled on the sidewalk, or the GC pulled on the sidewalk and the wall started to keel over, she claimed the sky was falling and fucking alarms went off and everybody and their sister knew, and it's it's been an ongoing thing since then.
So this in the original various streets contract, you were just pulling up the sidewalk and putting a new sidewalk, and the retaining wall was to remain.
Correct.
But in the moving of the sidewalk, it collapsed her retaining wall.
Correct. That
And
was
now because the city didn't just wait till the retaining wall to fall over on its own, then it would be her responsibility.
correct. Yeah.
Now they are taking ownership of this
They're
problem.
taking ownership of a $20,000 wall or something.
And at some point, someone said, "This is the guy that's going to build the wall, so you should harass him instead of harassing us."
It must have been That must have been how it went.
That sounds amazing.
And so this homeowner, which has no business firing anybody, already fired the guy in charge at the city putting this plan together while he was on holidays. The homeowner fired him, and now it's gone to his boss. So it's
The homeowner fired him.
yeah, the homeowner said, I don't want to work with this person. And so it went to that person's boss, which I don't know. If you're getting a retaining wall for free, I don't think you have a choice who you work for or who you work with.
Was the retaining wall on her property or is it on the city's property?
I believe it's on, well, I don't know. I wouldn't know exactly where the pins are.
So, but now the city's saying we're going to pay for this wall, but it needs to go on your property.
Correct.
Yeah, so I get why she feels like she has some input. They're altering her property.
Mm, they're leaving her better than what
In
she had.
in your mind, they are. In her mind, maybe she loved what she had.
I think she just likes to complain regardless.
This might be the biggest thing she has going on in her life.
Potentially.
And that's a dangerous place to be.
Yeah.
If you're doing work for someone who's this is Jack and I have been having a bunch of discussions about because we're doing pavers on a job right now. And when you look at the drawings, it just looks like pavers in bands of concrete, right? And it looks like a relatively easy job. Drive up, skids are right there, you're on the concrete, boom, boom, you're laying pavers, you're screeding an inch of sand. It looks like a relatively easy job when you're pricing it. It's also it's a very high-end park, and it's in Oshawa, close to where we live. And when we were pricing this for the client we're working for, who's building the whole park, we put a tight number on it because we just both really wanted the job. We both wanted to do it. It's kind of a neat thing to say, hey, we participated in building this new big park. And but now the difference between the drawing and reality is that all of this concrete is some kind of insanely expensive thermal edged exposed aggregate concrete where no machines are allowed to drive ever. The concrete takes up the entire park. There's nowhere to store anything. So we're delivering the pavers 6 skids at a time. But it's 56 bundles, so it should have been 2 delivery charges, right?
Instead of 8 delivery charges.
So we're delivering them ourselves because it's 6 bundles. And you have to basically, we were allowed to put down sheets of plywood and filter cloth and then drive the S70 from where the bundles were on the road and then drive on that to get them up one. But that doesn't work for the next section where we're working now. Then once we laid them and went to start cutting, we were told that it's a dust-free environment. So there can be no dust on the cutting, which is awesome. So this job that we priced tight is now like, it's not a disaster. Like, and it's neat to be, sometimes it's nice to just do something close to your house that is like a, really nice job. It matters to me. I think it's nice to do something in our own city since we spend so much time in places like fucking Brantford. So I'm not like upset about it, but we just bid a bunch more pavers. And so like we put in all like, it says stuff like this price is based on based with no dustless cutting. This price is based on machine access right to where the pavers are being laid. This like all these little problems we incurred on this job, which they're legitimate problems, and we haven't. Oh, the other thing is the guy who formed and poured the concrete left it on a wedge on the edge. So when you put a 100 mil paver against it, there's like a fucking 2-inch gap by the time you get to the top of the paver.
Yeah, that's bullshit. So
we've cleaned it all and cut it and chipped it all so that it would all work, which is another. But there's clients we do a lot of work for, and I think if you were to bid the job for all the problems we've incurred on this job, we wouldn't have gotten the job.
Yeah.
Like, so we're just doing our best, battling through the job to get done. And it's going pretty good. Like, it looks nice. And when it's all done, everyone will be happy. And there are some parts of it that are going to be vastly easier because it's all just boulevard pavers. So it's like, 3 feet wide, drag a board. God, God help me if someone didn't measure how wide the pavers are to leave the boulevard this right thickness so we don't have to cut them all.
Oh, I love a boulevard paver till it's time to cut.
Yeah. And dust free.
Dust free. Yeah. Can you still get that IQ
We have two
quick
of them.
cut? The quick cut kind?
No, we just have the IQ table saws, the big ones.
They can't make the quick cut kind anymore, right?
I don't
Like I
know.
haven't seen that thing. I haven't seen anyone run one of those in
No,
a minute.
long
The
time.
ones they want you to cut backwards.
Yeah, you got to cut backwards. Yeah. Yeah. So you also have to have, when you start like breaking down the actual cost of things, it's like, okay, so now uh, my buddy Matt lent us his IQ saw, and we bought Jordan from DPR's IQ saw off him, and then we have generators running with gas. These saws cut slow. Like, it's a whole process, but it's what you have to do to get the job done. So what are you gonna do? You like
What are you gonna do?
you got to just got to keep doing the job. We're wheelbarrowing the pavers across, a monstrous amount of thing to get them to where they need to be. Like, we have way more labor there than we anticipated being there. But we signed the contract and we didn't specify in our quote that, there's no allowance for dust-free cutting, that there has to be machine access, that you have to take all the pavers in 2 deliveries. Like, we didn't put any of that in our quote. So really it's our fault that this happened. But even if we'd known all those things, we probably would have just taken the job at the same price because we knew that was the number that would win the job.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
don't know. And whatever. And it's going to be I think it's going to look cool when it's done. It is a cool job. I made some videos of it.
Yeah.
It's a really cool job. So whatever. And it's close to home. And whenever I said, my favorite part about this thermal edge concrete is though that like they're like, you can't bring your skid, not the contractor, the city's like, you can't bring your skid steers here, you can't do this, you can't be on the concrete. Well, fair enough. And but then I'm looking around at this park going, the park opens, I think it's supposed to open like November 15th or something, sometime in November. Like, the first time it snows, they're gonna fucking plow the shit out of this concrete.
Mm-hmm. And scrape it, it's gonna be rust.
Scrape the
all
fuck
over
out
the-
of it. They're gonna fucking spin tires on it. They're gonna like
They're
salt
gonna
the
fall off the edge of the curbs.
salt
And
the
rust
fuck out
the
of it.
sod. Yeah. This is
It's gonna be totally fucking destroyed like 2 weeks after the first snowfall. So I'm
Yeah.
like, what are you trying to like? But I get they want it to be nice when they do the grand opening and stuff. I understand all of it. It's just sort of like, I'm like, wow, man, if we had actually allowed for all this shit, we would never have gotten this job.
correct. That's commercial contracting.
It is.